Okay, hello everybody and welcome back. I know I didn't post yesterday. I'm sorry about that. I was just busy and I was kind of taking a lazy day. Sorry, I'm looking down because my dog's like eating something. Leo, stop. Okay. Anyways, as you can tell, this is a new series. I just thought it would be kind of fun. So these are gonna be more like mini stories, scar stories. I'm gonna be telling stories about scars on like my knees, my arms. I'm not gonna go anywhere private though. I don't have any scars in private places. Um, they're mostly just my knees and elbows. I have a couple on my hands too. Anyways, yeah. So here, the first one we're starting out with. Let me go on my elbow here. Can I get it? That scar right there. It's pretty obvious. There's like no hair there at all. Nothing ever grew back on it, which I think is normal for scars. I'm not too sure though. Anyways, I'll just jump right into it. So I was at my uncle's cabin, which is middle of nowhere, Washington. Just kidding. It's like southern Washington, which is, if you don't know what Washington is, it's a state in it's the upper left state, in the United States of America, USA. Um, but anyways, it was in a town called Toledo. If you don't know where that is, most people don't. It's by a town called Chehalis, which is more popular. It's like half an hour from Chehalis. Um, but this is the type of small town where everybody knows each other. Everybody, like, the cop would see a 5-year-old driving a car and be like, "Hey, that's little Timmy. Good job, Timmy, learning how to drive." And the cop's gonna be like, "It's Timmy. Don't. Timmy's been driving since he was 3." um. Anyways, uh, so I was on kind of a driveway type thing. It's, I guess, a neighborhood, but it's got like 4 houses on it, and it's got the river there. So it's got a river there. So basically, that's where my uncle's cabin is, right? It's on the river. So we were gonna ride my bike. I was riding my bike. My brother and my grandpa were in the car, and we're going to the gravel pond, which is like a quarry where they got like 3 ponds in there, 2 small ones and one huge one. So it's really cool. There's bluegill and stuff in there. I actually don't know how they got there, because it's just a quarry that was out of service for a long time. But anyways, there are bluegill there, and we catch them. And there's one giant fish in there. It's like, let me get in camera. That big. Like that's not fake. It's like actually that big. Um, so we've always wanted to try and catch it. So we go down there quite a bit. Um, yeah. So I was riding my bike there, which is probably, I'd say, 10-15 minute bike ride, possibly 20-minute bike ride from where my uncle's cabin is. So it's not too far. Just down the road a little bit, still in the kind of neighborhood area. So I was riding my bike, and my grandpa and my brother were in the car. My grandpa was driving, of course. Um, so sorry, that was my computer beeping. Um, anyways, I was riding my bike, and there's a guy there named Larry Quick. This makes sense later on in the story, but um, basically he lives there too, but he has like a separate kind of driveway thing. It's kind of like a curved driveway, so here's the road. If I can get that in camera. Then his driveway goes off and then connects back to the road later. So, yeah. Um, I was riding on that. I cut that. I cut through there. Um, but my grandpa didn't, of course, because it's a person's driveway. But I did because I know the person. He actually took us in a helicopter ride one time. I'll tell that story later on in the Storytime series. But anyways, I was riding my bike, and about probably 30 yards from where we were gonna stop to go to the gravel ponds, because you have to climb over a little rock hill. Yeah, probably 20 or 30 yards from where we were gonna stop. It's a gravel road, by the way. It's gravel, with very little pavement. There's gravel over the pavement, so riding my bike on gravel. I don't know exactly what happened, but I somehow my front tire locked up momentarily. There was no rocks or anything in front of me, so my front tire locked up momentarily. So I flipped. I went head over heels. Um, well, not really. I kind of flew. I was doing like the Superman, like I was just like, whoo. But um, since I was holding the bike like this, right? I fly and I go like this. This is the first thing I do. I go to do this so I can grab my head. 'Cause I actually, if you don't know this about me, I took like probably like 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years Taekwondo, which is kind of like karate, but they taught us how to fall, right? And they said, okay, you're falling forward, you go like that, protect the head, like that, always like that, okay? Just as long as it's protecting the head, you do it like that, right? So that's basic instinct at this point. I've already done it for years. So I'm flying, I go to protect my head, right? I'm wearing a helmet, of course, and not dumb. And it would be illegal to not, oh, jeez, I put my hair the wrong way. Okay. But anyways, I know a lot of people don't use helmets. It's actually illegal to not wear a helmet. A lot of people don't know that. But anyways, I was flying. You can tell what happens next. Gravel road. Scraped my elbow. This one's fine. Got a little bit of cut, but it didn't get scarred. This one actually dug into a rock right there and just kept sliding, which really sucks. It really hurt. And I got back up because it's not like I hurt my legs. Scraped up my knees a little bit, but at that point it's normal because I love to ride bikes. It's normal at that point, and skateboard. It was normal to scrape on my knees, so I got right back up. I went to go over to my bike. I probably slid like 5 feet. But I get up and I start walking towards my bike, and I see a chunk of skin on the ground. I look at it, and I look at my elbow. Of course, I've hurt my elbow. I know that it's in pain, but I didn't bother to look at it. I was just wanting to get the bike. I was probably like 10 feet in front of my grandpa, who was driving the car. I could have gotten hit by the car. It was scary. He had to slam on the brakes, but basically then I look at my elbow, and it's just dripping blood, and there's like a good chunk out of my elbow missing. Yeah. So, I think my grandpa had the truck at the time. So I threw my bike in the back of the truck, jumped in the truck, and I was sitting in the back right seat, and that's important later, but I basically he always had paper towels. I never really knew why. He always kept paper towels under his seat, so I used the paper towels. I just held it like this to go home, right? We're gonna be home, not home, but at the cabin in like 5 minutes, and they have band-aids and stuff there. It wasn't bad enough to go to the hospital by any means. I've actually never been to the hospital for myself, but I have been for other people. Basically I was holding it like this in the car, right? I was like that, kind of just leaning on the door a little bit, because yeah, it's normal. But my grandpa stops over by Larry's, which I don't know if I mentioned his name earlier, Larry Quick, but he's the guy who had the cul-de-sac house or whatever that I rode my bike through. Anyways, he has a warehouse type thing that he has a like workshop and stuff. So there were a couple of guys over there, and my grandpa stopped and started talking to him. I'm like, Pa, I'm in pain. My arm is bleeding. It's starting to drip on your seat. And you're just going to sit here and talk to these people. So he sat there and talked to the people for like, I don't know, a while. And basically I don't know how long he sat there, but it was long enough that I decided to just get up and walk from there. I got back to the house, and I was and I had my arm like that, and there was blood going through the towel, and everybody was questioning what was going on. And I said, just band-aids, 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 band-aids. Sorry, my headset's screaming at me. Just a tip, whenever I do this, that means my headset's like talking to me. Anyways, I just say band-aids and hydrogen peroxide, which is if you don't know, it's the brown bottle of stuff that's supposed to clean it out. And I needed that because I fell onto the street. Sorry, my dog went quiet for a second. I wanted to see what was going on. So yeah, they cleaned me up, and my grandpa still hasn't gotten back yet from talking to those guys, and they're like, okay, so what happened, and where's Tony and Pa? I said, they're talking to two random dudes on the side of the road. They're like, what? They were pissed. My grandma was so pissed, but it was so funny. Like, at that point, I wasn't even, like, hurt that bad. Like, it was, I mean, compared to other things, I've hurt way worse. I've been hurt way worse. But this is my worst scar, though. That's why I started out with it. It's my worst scar. I'll just give you another look. It'll focus. Yeah, that's my worst scar, though. Anyways, yeah. It was really funny, though. If you guys want more scar stories, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share to join the Treehouse Club today. And I'll see you all later. Goodbye. Oh, wait. Yeah, make sure to check out my Instagram and Twitter in the link in the description below. Make sure you go follow, turn on post notifications, all that stuff. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.